Gave in, Landon. I gave in. Welcome, guys. So yeah. Oh, wrong screen. Wrong screen. There we go. So welcome. I'm gonna be hanging out with you guys for probably like 30 to an hour, probably closer to an hour. So yeah, if you have not seen the new Clone Wars clip, it is titled "Shattered." And it was perfect. You know, there's no spoilers or anything. It does a good job of kind of setting up, you know, this sense of dread, you know, this sense of dread. I gave in, Landon. I've said, you know, I watched this clip for this episode, and I watched the clip for the previous episode. Before that, I didn't watch any clips, you know, leading into any episodes, because I've always said, you know, I can wait a week. I don't need to watch a clip. But I saw this one in my feed, or whatever you want to call it. And I clicked it, and it just kind of, it set things up, did it not? If you guys have watched it, yeah, what a golly, like, the only times I've ever gotten like chills or anything in Star Wars content is going to see the movies, and you know, these moments that hit you, like seeing the Falcon, the music, and you know, these moments that hit you. But damn, this kind of hits me on a different level. You know, this relationship that we've seen.
Today would have been my
one sec.
My best friend's 31st B-Day. She passed 4 years ago and was the biggest SW fan I knew. If we could all send a happy B-Day out into the force, it would mean a lot.
God damn, Daniel, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Daniel, let me read this out loud. Samuel, thank you so much as well. Give me 1 second, Samuel. Daniel Ambrose says, today would have been my best friend's 31st birthday. God damn, that's young. She passed 4 years ago and was the biggest Star Wars fan I knew. If we could all send a happy birthday to Crystal out into the Force, it would mean a lot. May the Force be with you. But I you know, that I can't even imagine that's a scar that will, you know, oh, 1 second.
Thinking of pulling the trigger on the dark side coffee t-shirt. Also love how deep the Clone Wars is getting between this last week and this new clip.
Took, thank you so much as well. Give me 1 sec, man. Yeah, Daniel, that's I can't even imagine that's a scar that will never heal, right? I personally have never had a close friend pass. I can't even imagine that connection with Star Wars as well. So yeah, if everybody could do me a favor and do Daniel a favor, send it out into the Force. No matter how you do it, we all have our different beliefs or none thereof. Send a big happy birthday and may the Force be with you out to Crystal. I'm sure Daniel would appreciate it. But dude, I'm sorry to hear that. I suppose today could be a day of celebration, but I'm sure it's a lot more somber than that. That is so young. I can't even imagine. That's crazy. I'm almost 34. I hope to at least go double that. That's scary. But, goodness gracious. Daniel, I appreciate that. Happy birthday, Crystal. May the Force be with you, wherever the hell you are. Out in the Force, out in the universe. That's tough, but yeah. Watch some Star Wars, right? In memory. But I appreciate that, man. And Samuel Jensen, it felt like at any second shit would hit the fan. In this clip, yeah. I as I said, I usually resist watching clips, but I just saw this and I clicked it and it was perfect. It was just kind of like a sense of dread that they gave us, right? We know what's going to happen. And I almost kind of want to see more of these moments than all hell breaking loose, right, with Order 66. I want to see these moments of friendship and kind of ultimately we know what's going to happen anyway. So the more we're shown this connection, this friendship, this it's great. Not only that, I love what Ahsoka said in the clip, and I'm gonna butcher it. I'm not gonna say it verbatim because I can't remember it exactly, but she said something like, we were the Jedi were originally keepers of the peace and not soldiers. And she said, ever since I was basically a kid, I've been trained and raised as a soldier. And it's just kind of it's interesting. It's really interesting. I like that little clip. But anyway, Sam, I appreciate that. I'm really curious when and if shit is going to hit the fan, or if it's going to be moments like that we see more of, than actual shit hitting the fan. I'm sure it will. And I'm really curious how they're going to handle it, But, woo! Crazy. And Matthias and Tuke. Let me see who is first here on my screen. Matthias, thank you so much, Mr. Stormtrooper Helmet. Can we postpone Friday indefinitely? No, we gotta experience it, man. We gotta bulk up. We gotta flex. We gotta get ready. We gotta put on our mean faces. We gotta put on our preparation. Get prepared for what's to come, right? And it, like I said in my other video a couple days ago, Matthias, it is kind of like the feeling of when you're at the tip top of a roller coaster, right? And what's coming, it's going to be fun and safe, and you see the track from a long distance, and you know what's around the hump, right? But your body goes into this like uncontrollable biological reaction to when you're looking over this roller coaster hill, and your body's going, "Why are you doing this, you idiot? Why are you doing this?" That clip, and we know things to come. That's kind of that same like sense of dread, right? It's interesting, but no, we can't postpone it. We got to put on our mean faces and go forward. We got to march. But I appreciate that, man. And Tuke17, thank you so much as well. Good afternoon, young man. I suppose. Gonna be 34 here in a couple weeks. Hard to believe. Feels like it was just yesterday. I was an idiot. A young man. Even more of an idiot. An 18-year-old idiot. Not knowing what the hell I want to do. I got a plan now, too. Thinking of pulling the trigger on the Dark Side Coffee t-shirt. Also love how deep the Clone Wars is getting between Maul last week and this new clip. Yeah, this is one of my favorite arcs that we've seen so far, and it's not even over yet. They've just kind of... Well, this entire season has been fun. It's been very different. Like, the first arc with Bad Batch was just kind of fun, and, like, that was where you got just action-packed craziness. Camera like a ballet dancer, right? Just swift camera movements and just crazy, almost like parkour fighting with blasters, and I loved it. The second arc with the sisters, was a little more Ahsoka heavy in terms, like Ahsoka character development heavy. She gets to kind of see what the Jedi mean to various people, especially people that live, deep down in the belly of Coruscant. They don't think too kindly of the Jedi. And this arc is just kind of bringing all of the pieces together that have been going on in the past 7 seasons, bringing it to a head, and I think we're in for a huge punch. And yeah, the past 2 episodes have been great. I kind of wishy-washy which one I like more. Not that it matters, right? Who gives a shit? But I almost like the first episode more of this arc because that we get, you know, a reconnection of Ahsoka and Anakin, and we see the friendship, and we see like how the clones just appreciate the hell out of Ahsoka. They even have a new paint scheme, right? I loved that stuff, and I'm really curious where it's going from here, other than the things that we already know what happened, right? But yeah, the Dark Side coffee shirt, man, I like that shirt. That's one that looks like it wouldn't even be a HelloGreedo shirt, right? Let me find a link to that. TeePublic, HelloGreedo. For any, yeah, I'll do this. I'll plug a t-shirt. How about that? Okay, so here's what Took's talking about. I'm plugging it. Took is talking about the t-shirt on the second row in the middle. Dark Side well, depending on what monitor you're on, or maybe you're watching this on a phone, but it's basically the Dark Side coffee shirt is what he's talking about. Yeah, if you do wait for a sale. They usually go on sale maybe once a month, once every other month or so, and I think they sell them for like $14. So it's a pretty good discount. I have no control over that. I wish I did, but it's a fun coffee. I like it. Yeah, man, let me know if you get it. I have to take a picture of you in it if you do at the studio when all this shit goes away, if it ever goes away. But yeah. What's up, Liam? Good to see you. I'm waiting for someone to do an edit when this is over, splicing Revenge of the Sith and Siege together. Well, first of all, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, there's no question in my mind that's going to happen. We kind of brought something similar up last stream where I can't remember who it was, but basically we got into a discussion of somebody taking this entire 4-episode arc and editing it together and making like a fan edit of these 4 episodes and making it into a film. You know, I think that would be cool. But yeah, there's no question in my mind, Liam, that somebody's going to do that. No question in my mind. Beat for beat, parallel stories going on, fitting this arc into the events of Revenge of the Sith, I think would be really interesting. That would be a good watch. I would like to watch that for sure. But yeah, man. And Took, thank you so much. And just over a year of support. Cheers. It's already been a year? That's crazy. That's crazy. Time flies when you're talking Star Wars. I'm sure you experienced the sensation of time flying as your kids get older, right? But dude, thank you so much for the year, over a year of support. I greatly appreciate that, man. Fleet member 2, and I hope you're doing well. Hope the kids are hanging in there too, with all this shit going on. Today I actually had a freelance gig for the first time in a couple months since all this started, and so I went out and did my thing, and then I went to the grocery store to pick up diapers. Man, it's still weird. It's still like such a strange. You feel like you lost some humanity, right? Everybody's wearing masks and like wary of everybody and marching down the aisles in one direction, and there's signs limiting people the quantity of things that people can buy. It's man, I'm ready for all this shit to be over, right? Smartly, of course, but crazy. Anyway, how do we get on that topic? But I appreciate that, Took. And Rogue Shadow. Do you have any opinions on other unproduced arcs? Not really, Rogue. Unfortunately, I'm you know, other than like a brief glance, I'm not very familiar with them. And a brief glance that I haven't looked at in a long time. So I don't really have it. That would actually, Rogue, that would actually be a good topic of conversation for a video. And I'm gonna actually write it down right now. Unproduced Clone Wars arcs. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them, just at a basic glance a while ago. Didn't really read too deep into it. But you guys know me, I like to do videos where I research things, and that would be a really good topic of conversation to have a little video made of it. But yeah, man, I appreciate that support, and more than that, I appreciate the video idea. But yeah, man, I'll look into it for sure. And Carter Lovejoy, can we get a Rise of Skywalker Mecha Luke? Yeah, eventually I'm gonna do another Mecha Luke, man. I'm gonna do I don't know when it'll happen. How awesome would it be if I could like create a Mecha Luke action figure and stop motion that shit? That would be hilarious actually. But if I could make my own, how could I do that? I guess I could take one of my old Luke Skywalker action figures and some like bullshit cheap knockoff Transformer mech or whatever you want to call it and glue Luke's head to it. I might end up doing that at some point and then turning it into a stop motion video. That would be fun. But eventually, Carter, Mecha Luke is not dead. He's just sleeping. I'll just say that. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Mecha Luke! And Madman's Knowledge, thank you so much as well. Let me take a quick sip of the old water here. Madman's Knowledge says, I'm already making a Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith 4-hour fan edit. Nice. Not sure how / if I can release it legally. A few other fans are doing the same. Yeah, I would. First of all, that sounds awesome. There's no question in my mind that is something that a ton of people would want to check out. I definitely would want to watch it, and there's no question also in my mind that a lot of people are working on that as well. But how could you release it legally? I really don't know, man. Something like that. I would think. Oh man, that's really tough. I honestly don't know, Madman, because I've seen like full releases of things on YouTube that have been up for years. That I don't know why they're still up, and they're obviously, you know, the video creator didn't, the YouTube channel didn't make the thing. They just re-uploaded a movie or an episode or something like that. I really don't know. You could probably always host it on some kind of like upload site or something like that. I really don't know, man. That's a good question. One that I don't want to steer you in a wrong direction. And I don't know if there is a legal way to release something like that, to tell you the truth. I know certain fan films fall, obviously a lot of fan films are made, but this is different, right? Does it fall under some kind of fair use in terms of, well, I don't know. I really don't know. You could, yeah, exactly, Kobe. You could demonetize the video, but I still think it could get struck down for copyright. It's worth a shot though, Madman. I mean, you could upload it on Vimeo, you could upload it on YouTube, and just see what happens. If it stays up for a while, awesome. If it gets taken down, you know, you have to go a different route. But I would recommend just giving it a shot and uploading it on YouTube and see what happens, you know. And, you know, do all the legal mumbo jumbo in the video description saying that you don't own any of this. This is a fan project, blah, 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 blah. Not that that's going to save you or your project, but it's worth a shot, you know. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. And let me know, let everybody know as well when you're done. Go on Dailymotion. Yeah, there's a ton of other sites you could upload something like that to that I'm not too familiar with, but yeah. Kunks990, thank you so much. I have a similar office set up to you. How do you manage to stream console games on the TV and manage the stream and chat? So, okay, so let me read that again. How do you, well, first of all, that what you're looking at right there is actually, okay, I'm going to break the illusion here. Maybe you already know. What you're looking at right there is not live. That is a loop, like a 10-minute loop of me sitting at the computer pretending. The reason I'm saying that is because that is actually my old office from my old house. We sold that house last May or last March, maybe? I can't remember. So I'm in my new house with my new office right now. My new office is not finished yet. I still have a lot of I'm trying to find prints and posters that I really like. I'm not trying to just settle. But you asked, how do you manage to stream console games on the TV and manage the stream and chat? I don't really play any console games on a stream. I'll say that. I've never once played a console game on a stream. I only play, when I do stream video games, I stream PC games. So I've never had to worry about doing that. I have like a Nintendo 64, a Super Nintendo, a Dreamcast, Xbox One, and a Wii U. The only thing that's hooked up right now is the Xbox One. See, I've never streamed a console game on here. What you're looking at, and I do basically have the same setup, but what you're looking at is, I have a dual monitor setup, obviously, and whenever I do play a game, on my main monitor in front of me is the game, and then everything else on the left-hand side, which you can't see in the screen because it's not up, but it is up in the real world. I have like OBS, which is my streaming program. I have Streamlabs, which gives me notifications of super chats and messages, and then I have the YouTube chat, and then I have my YouTube Studios backend that shows me how many people are watching and likes and all that kind of stuff. So one monitor is for my game, and one monitor is for all of the, I don't know what you want to call it, the stuff. So, yeah. But, yeah, I that was, like I said, that's my old office from my old house. And I will be recording, once I get, like, all of my new posters and stuff like that, and figure out how I want to do what's behind me, and, you know, in my new office, I'm going to record some new clips to use in streams. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. Simple stuff, right? I like simple, sleek stuff. If you ever saw my old offices from the early days of this channel's existence, it was a goddamn mess. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. And Overlorded Sith, thank you so much as well, man. Good to see you. Overlorded says, I still think that we will see a Darth Vader cameo. Yeah, if I was a betting man, I would put all my chips down to say, yeah, we will see Vader at the end. Is it something that I want or need? No, because we you know, I would honestly be completely fine with not seeing Anakin again, in the Clone Wars, and just kind of focusing on the parallel story going on to Revenge of the Sith, right? I doubt that's going to happen, but I would be completely fine if that were the case. Maybe Anakin will try to confide in Ahsoka. Maybe that's going to happen. I would be 100% willing to bet that will happen. But will we see Vader? That's a good question. We don't need to see Vader. I almost kind of hope it's like, just mentioned that they, you know, Ahsoka doesn't know what the hell happened, and like, what did Anakin do, and there's whispers and rumors of what's going on with Anakin, and what is he becoming, what did he do, all this kind of stuff. And it would be kind of an interesting way to view Order 66 and the events that we know of through the eyes of Ahsoka, who might be a little in the dark with a lot of the things that are happening, right? That'd be kind of a fun way to go about it. But yeah. Anyway, Overlorded, if I had to put a bet down, I would say, yeah, we'll probably see him. But anyway, man, I appreciate that. Master Chaos, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Master Chaos says, off topic. First of all, there's no topic, man. We don't just have to talk about Clone Wars. We can talk about anything. We can talk about peanut butter. These streams always go in various directions. But Master Chaos says, off topic, but whatever happened to your Return of the Jedi deleted scenes video? I was rewatching your deleted scenes videos yesterday, and it was missing. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those kind of casualties of copyright. I think it doesn't exist. The link is still active. I still see it, but nobody's able to watch it, I think. Yeah, it's just, I didn't take it down. It's just a casualty of copyright. I probably made it at a time where I wasn't trying to, like, not get hit with copyright. And I wasn't thinking that it would completely disappear. You know what I mean? I just thought I wouldn't be able to monetize it. Because there was, like, years and years, and my most popular videos were never monetized, right? Because, you know, I used the Cantina theme like a dummy, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just, casualty of copyright, which is fine. I don't own any of it. I think at the beginning of those videos, I even said, like, let's watch these deleted scenes together and then let's talk about them. Well, me playing the deleted scenes in their entirety kind of put the boot down on that being available, I guess, which is kind of a bummer. But, yeah, I've never tried to fight any of that stuff. It is what it is. That's it. I think that happened a long time, or not too long ago, maybe a couple of years ago, and that video might be like 5 years old. So it's something that I didn't notice for a while. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Master. And Brandon Valentine, thank you so much as well. I'm hoping they show inside the Jedi Temple during Order 66 and the next episode or the last. Yeah, I am kind of guessing that there will be some kind of, I don't know. I mean, we've seen like security footage and stuff like that in Star Wars before. What if there is security footage of like Anakin and doing some dirty deeds and the clones marching in and all that kind of stuff, and Ahsoka sees that footage and she's crushed. I don't know if we'll see inside of the Jedi Temple, because we see a lot of that kind of stuff in Revenge of the Sith. We see what happens. We see the carnage, and showing that in the Clone Wars, would it just be redundant? Would it be redundant? I would rather them kind of just stick with Ahsoka and Rex and see how they react to all of the events that are going to transpire, But once again, if I was a betting man, I would put my chips down on, we'll probably see Darth Vader, and we'll probably see inside of the Jedi Temple. But I would almost rather, the last couple episodes of this arc solely focus on Rex and Ahsoka and that side of the story, rather than dipping a toe into the parallel storyline going on that we've already seen before. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, Brandon, I appreciate that, man. How do you defend yourself against silly Star Wars fans? I don't, man. Rex, I don't care. I think that's the difference between me and maybe people that like get into these digital arguments. I just come on here and talk about Star Wars. If somebody wants to say something about something, or kind of spin my perspective, I don't give a shit. I'm here to have fun and shoot the shit and talk about Star Wars and life. I'm not here to like get into any kind of like digital battle. I can't think of a worse waste of time. Oh, you want to defend your positions? I don't care. I'm talking about Star Wars, man. I'm not here to waste time on the internet fighting with people who might think a little differently than me. It's fine. But yeah. Tim Goodfellow, thank you so much as well, man. I started my own channel. I've been thinking about using Camtasia, but it's expensive. What editing program do you use? Hope all is well. Camtasia, I've never heard of that. Camtasia. Camtasia is a software suite created and published by TechSmith for creating video tutorials, presentations directly via screencast. Video recorder. How much is it? Okay. Where did it go? Pricing. Here we go. That is pretty expensive. Well, so what's Camtasia, $250 one-time fee, install on 2 machines. You get updates and stuff. So for the longest time, Tim, Adobe products were they're still super expensive, don't get me wrong. A lot of people were against the subscription model, where you can subscribe to, what is it? It's like $50 a month for every program that they have. It could be, I don't even know. But I use After Effects and Photoshop. That's basically all that I use. And it's a subscription. You pay monthly. I believe you can pay like quarterly or annually, like a lump sum. And it's just, it's probably those After Effects is without a doubt overkill for what a lot of people do. The only reason that I use it is it's because it was the first program that I ever learned how to edit video on. And I have a bad habit of just sticking with like one program. or one thing that I use forever and ever until I'm dead. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for, but they have like Adobe Premiere, which is maybe it sounds a little more like Camtasia. I'm not too sure. Which I think is you can pay a certain fee a month and get just that program, you know. So yeah, there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of free editing software out there. I would look into that before you commit to buying a program or signing up for a subscription. That being said, Tim, you could probably get a free trial of various programs just to test them out before you commit. But it all depends on what you want to use it for. If you're just looking to, you know, record maybe some gameplay, you could download OBS, which is what I use to stream and record gameplay. OBS is free. You could record that gameplay and then use like a free video editing software to make what you want to make, and that's all you need. If you're looking to do some, I don't know, 3D graphics or like sleek animations and just kind of get experimental with things, then you might want to get beefy with software. But you know, I find that with what most people do on YouTube, they don't need much. You know, I mean, there are a ton of people, like thousands of people just record shit in their house or in their car on their phone. You know what I mean? And then edit it on their phone with free software. So, you know, I think for what most people do or want to do on YouTube, you know, it's free software is completely fine, you know. But yeah, man, long story short, I've never heard of Camtasia, and if I use that first, it'd probably still be the thing that I'm using. Like I said, I have a bad habit of learning on something and then never learning anything else. But yeah, anyway, Tim, I appreciate that, man. If you had to pick between Rogue One and Revenge of the Sith, which would you pick? Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, I like Revenge of the Sith better than Rogue One. Rogue One is one of my least favorite Star Wars movies. Taco Bell or Moe's? Cal Walker, Taco Bell or Moe's? Is that even a discussion? Moe's, man. You get that home wrecker from Moe's. Put a little guacamole, a little pico de gallo. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. For an, like a, I almost said upscale. For like a, for a little better than fast food, it's pretty good. We're having chicken tacos tonight. It's one of my favorite meals that we do. Is this going to turn into another food live stream? I kind of hope so. Yeah, so we make these chicken tacos. We put like a pack of chicken breasts in a crock pot. We drain a can of like 2 cans of Rotel original cans, and then a can of corn and 2 cans of like black beans, and we drain them all and then pour it on top of the chicken breast and cook it on low in a crock pot for 8 hours. And then after 8 hours, you just pull the chicken apart, the shredded chicken, mix it all together, taco seasoning, and then put it in tortilla, man. It is so damn good. We eat on it for like 3 or 4 days. I love it. I love it. I'm getting hungry. I had an orange for lunch. You guys know me. Crim7, thank you so much for the silent support there. I don't know if you meant to type a little message or if you wanted to be a silent supporter, but I appreciate it all the same. Crim, thank you so much for the silent support this afternoon. Let's see. What's up, Chris? Ever stream while actually at work? Oh, nice. Nice. Are you on watch? Chris, you know how Time Hop or whatever it's called. So, you know, and then you like look at what you posted 12 years ago on Facebook and you cringe. I had one from 2008 that said midnight to 8 a.m. shift, midnight to 8 a.m. watch. Or what did it say? So yeah, basically midnight to 8 a.m. I hate this watch. And I just thought back to those days, like, oh my god, I used to sit at my command from midnight to 8 in the morning and like watch movies. Thank you for your service. Oh yeah. Overlord and Sith, thank you so much as well. Last episode was the greatest of Sam Witwer. Yay, nay. Yes. Yeah, I completely agree. I even talked about it in my last video. His voice acting is so damn good. He brings Maul to life. Maul is... I like... It's weird, man. You look at the guy... and I just can't think Maul. But it's crazy, man. It's just completely natural and just sounds so sinister. I love it. I love it. So yeah, I'm excited to see how much more of a role Maul plays now that he's captured, you know, and what obviously what Sam Witwer brings to the table. We're spoiled with Sam. We're spoiled to have Sam voice Darth Maul. Because it's fantastic, and it just adds another layer of enjoyment to that character in the Clone Wars for sure. Yeah, it's fantastic, but I appreciate that, Overlorded. Alpha Rate, yep, I've seen Whiplash. I love that movie. Yeah, it's great. I've probably seen it 5 times since it came out. It's one of those kind of movies that it's like on par with like 127 hours to me. It's endlessly rewatchable in my opinion. Whiplash is, but yeah. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much as well. Good to see you, man. Off topic, I was thinking, what if the unmasked Vader was played by David Prowse in Return of the Jedi? In the production photos, he looked like an older Hayden. Oh, interesting. Let me see. Dave Prowse, behind the scenes. Let's see. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. Yeah, I definitely see it. Well, I'm curious. I've never looked into it, but I wonder if Dave Prowse thought that he would play, you know, the unmasked Vader, because apparently he thought his voice was going to be used for Vader. I'm sure we've all seen that, the behind the scenes making of footage where you hear, you know, Dave Prowse's voice just in the natural like camera audio or the natural onset audio rather. But I mean, it would have worked, right? I don't know how Prowse would have acted unmasked laying there. Sebastian Shaw obviously did a great job, memorable. But it's interesting, Oscar, how basically it took 3 people to make this character come to life. And even I believe there was I think there was like a stunt swordsman that was in the Vader costume in Return of the Jedi for bits and pieces. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, basically it is interesting. Like 3 people made this character come to life, like Prowse, James Earl Jones, and Sebastian Shaw, right? It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat, but no, I definitely see the comparison, Oscar, between Hayden and Dave. I kind of have to squint my eyes and I see a little better, but I definitely see it. I definitely see it. I love me some Sebastian Shaw. If you guys listen to the Bombad Cast podcast that I was on maybe a couple months ago, I can't remember when that was. At the end of it, we started talking about Sebastian Shaw, and I can't remember which one of the guys it was, but brought up that he has a Sebastian Shaw Return of the Jedi like Force Ghost action figure. It's like a 12-inch doll, and I kind of went down an eBay rabbit hole, and so many people are selling them, and I didn't even know it existed. I kind of want it. It just seems like one of those goofy things that I would love to have on my shelf alongside my Gonk Droid figure. I like that kind of stuff. But anyway, I appreciate that, Oscar. Navy. Anarchy. Navy. Luca Dandy, good to see you, man. What hurts more? Ahsoka forced to fight against her clones, or Rex being aware of his inevitable action and can't do anything about it? That's really tough. Probably. Oh, good lord. Probably Ahsoka. Who knows what happens to the clones once Order 66 pops off? There's probably no remorse. It's probably like flipping a switch, right? And maybe even memories are complete. Maybe that, I don't know. There's probably some canon explanation for what happens. I don't know. But in my brain, it seems like, a flip is switched and there's no remorse. All the friendships that you once had are erased. So maybe, it's almost like Rex and crew. It's almost like, I think a fly just flew into my goddamn mouth. There we go. It's almost like, he doesn't know what's going on, maybe. But I think almost seeing Ahsoka and this entire world crashing down around her, being aware of it, seeing your friends turn into murderers, and and just, you left the Jedi Order, and now, it's coming crashing down, and this sinister force is rising. I almost think it would be even more strange and more tough for Ahsoka. Especially, she's kind of on the outside of things now. Maybe she'll have a little bit of like survivor's guilt or something like that. Not even be and feel guilty for not doing something to help out. But I don't know, man. I'm super excited for these. I'm more excited for these next 2 episodes than any Clone Wars episodes I've ever seen. Or any Clone Wars arc that I was coming into over the past 2.5 years of me watching this show. It's all coming to an end, and it's going to be surreal for sure. But yeah, man. And Oof Time, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Oof Time says, you should get a Clone Trooper helmet for final review. There are plenty out there and would be cool. And besides, Rex, who is your favorite clone and why? I really liked Fives, especially in the what was that arc called? Or there's no like official name for the arc, but I guess I could look at episodes. But the episodes where he basically learns everything, right? That arc. What is that arc called? I can't remember. But I loved Fives. He kind of like became one of my favorite clones in that arc. Looking out for his buddy Tup. I think that was his name. And just kind of in trying to investigate and discovering the chip and all this sinister shit that was playing out behind the scenes and being able to do nothing about it. I really liked Five. He's probably my favorite clone other than Rex. And that arc kind of solidified that opinion for me. But yeah, I would love to get a Clone Trooper. Actually, let me look this up on eBay. My Lord and Savior eBay. Clone Trooper helmet. Yeah, there's a lot out there, but I don't want to spend that much money. Oh, here's one for $50. That's not too bad. Oh, okay. Hasbro Rex Clone Trooper helmet. Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe I do know a buddy who has a full Rex Clone Trooper armor set. I could always borrow his helmet. But yeah, maybe. I'll have to look into it a little bit more for the final review. I could do that. Yeah, so that would be fun to change it up from time to time. But I already own a Darth Vader helmet. I own a TIE Pilot helmet. I own a Greedo mask. I own a Jar Jar Binks mask. I own another Stormtrooper helmet and the main helmet that I always wear. And those other helmets barely come into play. They're just taking up room in my closet. Occasionally, I'll bring them out for like a skit or something like that. But yeah, after the stream, maybe I'll go down a little eBay rabbit hole and see if I can find a good, a good Clone Trooper helmet to get here in time. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. Oof. And Matt Thornton, with the last episode airing on May the 4th, I can't help but wonder if we'll get an announcement for the next series or perhaps something else. I would be very surprised if we did get an announcement for anything on May the 4th. Unless they've kind of, decided... Well, Celebration is canceled, right? unless they've completely moved their marketing up for whatever they were working on to May the 4th. Because there's no question in my mind that all of the dumps of news and announcements were going to come in August for Celebration, right? So it's possible that they bumped everything up to be to land this May, you know. But I would still kind of be surprised. I feel like maybe this, well, I don't know. Maybe this is just like the final episode of the Clone Wars is their way of just having a little May the 4th celebration, you know. But I wouldn't I wouldn't put it past them to announce something on May the 4th. But then again, I don't know what they're going to do with Celebration this year, if it's going to be some kind of digital thing. I almost hope they do that. If it is, I'm pretty sure it's canceled. Like kind of how some of the E3 presentations were, like pretty much just digital. How Nintendo does their presentation too, digitally, you know. Star Wars Celebration this year could just be a digital production where they interview people and they announce stuff and they have live interviews and you know, live fan whatevers from people's homes, or maybe things will subside and cool down by then. They could get some people together in a room and do a low-key live stream Star Wars Celebration. I still think that's where the announcements will come, if we're going to be getting any, but it's worth a thought, and we shall see, Matt. But yeah, planning on doing a stream on May the 4th. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'll probably watch the new episode super early on May the 4th, get a video out by afternoon, and then do a stream, but we shall see. But yeah. And Ray, thank you so much for the silent support there, man. I greatly appreciate that. I don't know if you meant to type a little... Oh, you did. Keep it up. Working out. I actually did that yesterday with some dumbbells. There you go. Trying to get into shape, Ray. But since February, I've been running 4 miles basically every single day, and I haven't missed a single day. Whee! I'm down about 12 pounds. Whee! Gotta love it. I love it. So I will keep it up, Ray. Thank you for the motivation. The pair lifting a little bit there and sweating his ass off. But I appreciate that, dude. I will keep it up. I shall. Stay-at-home order will be the Order 66 for real. No, I haven't talked about Battlefront 2 yet, Justin. Is it official that it is done? Your merch is very bland. Have you been to my TeePublic site? There's some fun stuff on there. I haven't uploaded any shirt designs or anything like that on here. But I don't like a lot of shit going on t-shirts either. Like, that's one of my biggest problems with like official Star Wars merch. Sometimes their shirts are so goddamn gaudy, aren't they? Like, I like simple designs. But yeah. Coronavirus is Order 66. There you go, Rex. Asher K, thank you so much, man. Asher says, has your opinion or view changed on Revenge of the Sith because of the Clone Wars? Dude, my opinion of the prequels as a whole has shifted a little bit. Not in terms of like the individual movies or what I think of them as movies, but the Clone Wars has definitely made me sit back and look at the prequels as a whole, and maybe have a little bit more appreciation for that entire era of Star Wars, you know. I really like, I mean, without the Clone Wars, I don't think my opinion would have changed at all over the years. I love that people love those movies. I love that people appreciate them. I appreciate that people appreciate and love them, right? But for me, don't do much for me. The Clone Wars, on the other hand, is fantastic. And obviously it benefits from, you know, having 7 seasons. But yeah, that being said, I haven't watched any of the prequel movies since I started watching the Clone Wars, like a little over 2 years ago. I've been wanting to, just with the knowledge that, you know, I have now with the Clone Wars. I would be very surprised if I didn't like them more now, if I watched them again, you know, soon after the Clone Wars, just because That would actually be a pretty good topic of conversation too for a video. What I think of prequels because Clone Wars. So yeah, not necessarily just Revenge of the Sith, but just the overall prequel era. The Clone Wars has kind of, I guess, ramped up my appreciation for that era, you know. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. So Battlefront 2 is done after this update. Okay. That's a bummer to hear, you know. So we've had 3 years, 4 years. It came out in 2017, right? So almost 3 years. It came out late 2017, right? Like November or something like that. So, yeah. We've had a lot of updates. We've had a lot of maps and stuff. What I really am bummed out about, if that is the final update, is that they're not putting it in kind of like the community's hands. That's been something that I've bitched and moaned about since the first Battlefront came out in 2015. Like, I want a server browser. I want to host my own server. I want to make my own maps. And I would love... How awesome would it be if you know, yeah, guys, this is the final update, but we're letting you guys make maps, and make characters, and host your own servers, and tailor gameplay to what you want to play it in your own server. That would be cool. That would be cool. But you know, unfortunately, I don't know. What's the average like longevity of a game in terms of like updating? Like, how long has Battlefront 1 had updates? Is it still getting updates? It's a bummer, but everything has to come to an end, I guess. And hopefully they're working on something else, right? And I'd be fine with like not having a Battlefront 3 for 10 years or even longer than that. I want something new, you know? But yeah, well, maybe I'll make a little video. Maybe I'll read a little bit about it tonight, tomorrow morning, and make a video about it too. But yeah, it's usually a year and a half. Okay. Battlefront 1 was like a year. Yeah. There's a lot of, I mean, like, it's Battlefront is a good example of how they or like a Star Wars game could just have an endless amount of content added to it, right? Some people's favorite characters aren't in the game, and it does suck, but it's like the Star Wars universe is so vast that it would be hard as hell to mash in every single thing that people want and love in Star Wars, you know? I mean, it's doable for sure. I just wish some community, you know, creations could be applied. Utilize the community creativity, I suppose. But yeah, gonna do a Battlefront stream. Yeah, when is the new update coming out? Is it coming out tomorrow? Yeah, Coruscant, Sergio, is the map that I've been saying that I want for a long time. I like close quarters, like urban combat settings in video games, and that just sounds like right up my alley, you know. But, yeah. Braden Birmingham, thank you so much for the channel support this afternoon. Braden says, which do you prefer, Empire at War or Battlefront? So I've definitely played more Battlefront than Empire at War, especially modern Battlefront. So, it does come out tomorrow. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do a stream tomorrow for sure about it, with it, rather. Yeah, tomorrow evening probably. But Braden, yeah, I've always been a huge fan of RTS games. I love, Company of Heroes is probably my all-time favorite RTS. That being said, I don't remember playing a lot of Empire at War. I know I owned it back in the day, and I played a little bit with my friends, but when it comes to, like, Star Wars, I've always gravitated towards, like, a Battlefront. First-person shooters are probably the genre that I've played more of in my entire life than anything else. So I probably prefer Battlefront. That being said, when I play an RTS and I have my friends in there with me, it's a completely different dynamic. Like, I played Empire at War with some of my Discord mods a couple weeks ago. We need to do that again, but I had a blast, man. This is the first time some of them had ever played it. It was the first time I'd played it in well over a decade, I would say. And I had a really fun time doing that. It was like a nice trial run for a stream in the future. But yeah, when I play Age of Empires 2 or Company of Heroes and my friends are in there and we got like 4 of us playing against 4 random people, that it is hard for a first-person shooter to beat that experience of like coordination with friends, you know. But yeah, I would say, Braden, I usually prefer Battlefront. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, so guys, tomorrow watch the community video. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that tonight. I played on Bloodfin? Is that yeah. Is that what it was called? Bloodfin? Yeah. I played for a few years. I even played a little bit after the combat upgrade and the game enhancement update and all that stuff, but yeah. Anyway. So yeah, tomorrow night is gonna be a Battlefront 2 stream with a new update. It's been a while since I've fired up Battlefront, but I'd like to jump in and check it out. Other than that, man, probably the next video will be Friday, unless I tackle a couple of these topics that we covered today and make them into a video. But good to end. All right, so yeah, I got 3 ideas written down. That all came from this stream, so I appreciate it. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. I think we're all in for a fun and ride on Friday. I'm sure, yeah, we'll see, man. It's gonna go out with a bang. I don't even know. I don't even know how they're gonna handle the situation in terms of like seeing things through Ahsoka's eyes, and I don't know, man. It's gonna be nuts. But yeah, so. Stream tomorrow night for Battlefront 2, and video on Friday. We'll see. You guys know me. I don't plan shit. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. To everybody who supported the channel through Super Chats, I appreciate the hell out of it, guys. To everybody who hung out in the chat or just listened to my dumb voice, thanks for hanging out. So, yeah. Have a fantastic afternoon, evening, morning, wherever the hell you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya!